boys and girls, we're gonna go through a full dev eating again today. So today is a push day. I might film a little bit of training, but let's get straight into the first meal. So what we've got on the go whilst I'm personal training is a massive smoothie. So you know what? Drinking this is almost as hard as the workout. It is an absolute slog to get this down. Just so thick. What I've got in there. Shall I go through it now? Yeah, let's do it. We've got 100 grams of oats, 35 grams of peanut butter, 35 grams of honey, 120 grams of mixed berries, 30 grams of whey protein. What else have I got in there? 50 grams of Greek yogurt, a bit of water. I think that's it. Also, what I'm gonna have is a banana and one of these sultana scones. So I've got a lot of carbs going in prior to training, which is in an hour's time. I've got one more client first. And I've already had a protein bar as well. And that's because I like to get a protein serving earlier on in the day, and then I'll have like a proper meal before I train now. So I'm gonna whack this down, and then yeah, I'll see you in the gym for push. I think I might film it, I don't know, I might just film a couple of clips.
So I was gonna film it, but then I just didn't in the end. Filmed like 2 clips, which I can't be bothered to play the whole thing because there's not much substance to it. Did a little bit better than last time, that's the main thing. And after the session, I had a post-workout meal, which was chicken, rice, and peri sauce. Basic.
You know what, I used to bash people for having rice all the time. Well, I didn't really bash them, but I just said that rice is really overrated. And now here I am on every training day. I'm having like rice at least once on a training day, if not twice. What I was gonna say is give you a little bit of an update on where I'm at with this bulk. So I'm currently at 166 pounds. The lowest last year was 152 when I was looking pretty sharp. Literally like a whole stone up, 7 kilo-ish, maybe a little bit less, 6 kilos. And I'm not fat yet, which is good. So I feel like there's a decent bit of room to push up, hopefully get to about 80 kilos. I had a look at myself in the posing room. I'll do a physique update soon. But what I thought was the issue with my medial delts, one of my friends, Jack, he had a look at me today, and the actual issue is I don't think it's actually the tissue on the medial delt. It's just that my pec minor is so tight, it's pulling my shoulders forward. It makes my shoulders look smaller than they actually are. It was one of them where I literally just pulled my shoulders back a little bit, and I was like, hey up, I've actually got some delts that I didn't even know I had. So that was actually quite nice to see, really. Although, you know, an update on my strength and stuff, I think I'm pretty much the strongest I've ever been, even though I'm a fair bit lighter than the heaviest I've been. So I'm trying to think, like, my squatting is stronger, my leg pressing stronger, my shoulder pressing stronger, literally everything other than just specific movements with my chest. And that's not because I don't have the tissue to move the weight, it's literally like a confidence thing. I feel like I daren't actually go into reps and commit to them. It's like, I've dislocated the shoulder before BMXing, and I know what it feels like when you dislocate your shoulder. And because of that like internal rotation, I'm not saying my shoulder's gonna come out of its socket, but I'm going into reps thinking, oh God, is this gonna go wrong? So I end up just like calling the set early. So the plan is now, the next 2 weeks, I might even like just stop training my chest, because that's obviously just making that even worse, even tighter. And I really don't wanna do that because I like training chest. So I've got some decisions to make. It's not ideal when you're in a bulk, when you just like stop training a muscle entirely, is it? But I need to do something before it gets any worse. This next meal here, it's absolutely ridiculous. So what we've got in this bowl is, as you can see, a fair bit of cheese. We've got 40 grams of half fat cheese. We've got 125 grams of pasta, always the raw weight. We've got 200 grams of pasta sauce, 100 grams of sweet corn, onions, and mushrooms. Not 100 grams each, 100 grams between them all. And what else we got? Oh yeah, of course, 220 grams of chicken breast. And I believe that is everything. So I'm gonna whack this down the hatch, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do.
And about 90 minutes later, I had a bagel with 50 grams of ham and 30 grams of half-fat cheese with a little bit of ketchup.
I love a bagel, I do.
So that was the full day of eating for that day on a training day. And what I'm gonna do is actually be a little bit more structured with my meals, because what I've been doing is having to train at different times, training around clients and stuff. So I can't really have like set meals at set times, which is a little bit annoying. But what I'm gonna do is just block out certain hours of when I'm gonna train so I can keep the meals consistent, hit the exact same macros every day. So that's what I'm gonna do going forward. But in terms of how long I'm going to bulk for, I'm going to push up to probably, like pretty much as long as I can, probably like February, maybe March time. I don't want to be fat for my birthday in April. Plan is to stay in a surplus for as long as I can. So I don't kind of go by kind of like what my body fat percentage is at. Obviously there's definitely a point of diminishing returns, and it'll be like no longer productive when, like, you know, you can't really get any more food in, you're feeling lethargic, you're tired, you're struggling to digest food. Obviously at that point you're gonna have to do like a cutting phase. But the biggest thing for me to decide where I'm going to cut is just making sure I'm substantially stronger than I was last time around. Like if you're gonna cut and you're no stronger than before, all you're gonna do is look the same. So obviously towards the end of the bulk, you're gonna have the most body fat you've had in a while, but you just don't want to get there too soon. Just make the bulk last as long as you can, a slight surplus and gradually gain. If you're looking a little bit soft halfway through the bulk, go into a holding phase, you don't really need to yo-yo up and down with mini bulks and mini cuts. In my opinion, you're just gonna end up spinning your wheels. Nobody really asked for that, nobody asked that question, but I just thought I'd kind of give some kind of value in this video rather than just like watching me eat and train. So hope it was useful. Please drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video.